Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the post-game press conference following the third quarterfinal that featured Egypt and Cameroon for the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket. Cameroon beat Egypt 95-68 and advanced to the semifinals. We are welcoming Coach Mohamed El Kerdani for Egypt and player Anas Mahmoud. Coach, could you tell us what are your thoughts after this game?
Yeah, I think we didn't ready for this game. I don't know the reason exactly, but maybe the 4 days rest hurts us a lot. If you look to the style of the championship, till now all the teams that have the first seed and have the bonus of 4 days rest, they got knocked out. Although all the teams that they are playing in the pre-qualifications for the quarterfinal succeed to advance. So I talked to my players before that these 4 days we can have it on the positive sides or the negative sides, but this happens in basketball. Cameroon, 1 game ago they lost from Nigeria 30 points. They wasn't hitting any shots even from the threes or medium. Tonight they are hitting every shot. We face a very tough night. Give the credit to Nigeria, and for us we have a good tournament, but we finish it in a very bad way. Yeah.
Same question for you, Anas.
I think it just, hats off to Cameroon. They executed their game plan a lot better than we have. I think they outplayed us in every single category in the game. They were tougher. They grabbed more offensive rebound. That was part of our, preparation, and we couldn't execute that part. But also they outscored us from turnovers, second chance point, fast break points, in every aspect of the game. I think they just executed better. I don't like throwing excuses, but like Coach said, that definitely plays a little bit into it. You lose a little bit of rhythm after 3-4 days off. But again, that's game in between 4 lines, and they executed better.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, I open the floor for you. Introduce yourself, the media you're working for, before asking your question.
Okay. Julie Chitunde, FIBA Basketball, Coach Erdani. Considering what's just happened here in this African Championship and what's been happening in the Egyptian Super League over the last few years, the one foreigner rule, meaning that only one foreigner can play in the championship, would you consider, or would the Egyptian Basketball Federation consider maybe naturalized players or increase the number of foreigner players in the league? What do you think about that?
Okay, this was a conversation last 5-6 years in the basketball community in Egypt, whether to have just one foreigner player or make it 2 or 3 even. But every suggestion have its positive sides and negative sides, and you have to see also the budget of the teams and clubs. We have like 2 or 3 big teams that they can pay for this budget. If you need 5 players, foreigner, they can pay. But I think the most of the team, we have our league of 16 teams, so I think like 12 or 13 cannot afford to pay for 2 foreigners, or if they are going to pay for the 2 foreigners, they are going to split the budget. So if they are paying X amount for 1 player, they are going to divide it by 2 to bring the 2 players, but with the low quality, with the same budget. So I understand that sometimes the playing by 2 professional, it little bit raise up the level of the basketball and the IQ, and the local players start to play against better basketball players. But anyway, it have all the side. In my opinion, I think 1 player is enough, because if you know the Egyptian basketball and you know the clubs and you are near from them, it's very difficult for our for the budget for the clubs. Yeah.
Hello, Coach. Firstly, commiserations on the loss. That was a tough loss. I'd like to kind of get into the gameplay about what just happened. When you take a look at the numbers, there isn't a whole lot of difference between either team. Not a whole lot of difference.
Yes.
would you, in your opinion, what you believe was the great separator? Was it mostly the will, the wanting, or is it kind of because I noticed that Cameroon kind of played a lot of slower game today. It felt like that. They kind of almost played you out of your sort of game. Would that be an exaggeration, or is there some truth to that?
In some games, if you look to the stats sheets, it's very clear, and in other games like tonight game, it's not a big gap in the stats. If you look to the stats, you will, and you don't watch the scoreboard, you will say that maybe Cameroon beat Egypt by 5 or single digits, 5 points. But basketball is not like this. There's a lot of things not in the stat sheets. Hustle is not in the stat sheets. Spirit is not in the stat sheets. Loose balls is not. Good screens, boxing out. 5 t-shirts on the ground, try to grab the ball. Many things is not in the stat sheets, but if you look to the game, you know that Cameroon, as Anas said, dominate us in all the paint outside. We try to play man to man with some different adjustment, then we get back to zone, then we try to play press break. But I think it's not about the willing. My players are willing to play and are willing to fight, but it happens. You have a day off, and I think the 4 days, like Anas said, it's not an excuse, but 4 days hurt us a lot. We lose our momentum, we lose our tempo, and I think if this game played 100 times, we're not going to lose like this. But it happens in basketball. But at the same time, give the credit for Cameroon. They fight till the end, and they qualify to the semi-final. Yeah.
Anas, good night. José Ramón Alba, Tebas RTV from Spain. Despite of the situation now, what thoughts and memories get you from this AfroBasket towards what could be in November, again trying to be in the World Cup like you did in Philippines 2023? Thanks.
I think that's the beauty of it all. It doesn't stop here. There's Kobe Bryant had watched him before say that if it's only a loss if you stop here. But it doesn't. So right now we have to prepare for the qualifiers in the World Cup. We get to play again. I don't know, November, February, July. We jump right back into it, and we have a very tough road ahead of us. We think we got Senegal again, and we have Mali, I think.
Angola, Mali.
So yeah, it's going to be a huge challenge for us to just bring back everyone together and start preparing for the World Cup qualifiers, and we move on. You have to move on.
Thank you, Coach El Kerdani. Thank you, Anas,
Thank you.
and all the best for the future.
Thank you.
Now we are welcoming the winning and qualified team, Cameroon, represented by Coach Alfred Boya and player Jeremiah here. Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations, Jeremiah.
Thank you.
Coach, what are your analyses of that game?
I just, again, like I always do, want to congratulate the opponent. That opponent of the day was Egypt. They came in to win, but they faced a resilient, solid Cameroon team that were well prepared, that played together from end to end. I couldn't be proud of the group of guys that I have in that locker room, and we hope that we'll continue playing this way in the future. Thank you,
Jeremiah. We saw you played this game without being 100% on your physical capacity. In my opinion, it showed how committed you are to Cameroon. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
This is something we've been working at for the past couple years. So to be so close to have an opportunity to play for a podium, it means so much more. And the names on the front of our jerseys are always bigger than the names on the back. So that's what we play for. So that's what it's about.
Thank you. Dear colleagues.
Jeremiah, José Ramón Alba, TV from Spain. Congrats on the win. 2 games ago, you ended up in the hospital, if I don't remember bad. You've been sidelined in the last game. And now you come back and make 20.6 rebounds. How tough was being with no basketball these past days, and how special is to be back in this way, even if you are not at 100%?
It's a double-edged sword. At the same time, I'm not playing basketball. I'm also resting. So, it's a give and take to basketball. So the extra time that I had off with the treatment that I was receiving, obviously it showed to be effective. But I think that it was more about our focus as a team. We got what we wanted to do, and we executed well.
Yep.
Good afternoon or good evening, Coach, and I have another question for Jeremiah. Obviously the win's fresh, just happened. I'm sure you want to necessarily concentrate on that as opposed to the next game, but next game could be either the host nation, Angola, or Cape Verde. What are your thoughts on what that could possibly mean for for your team? And Jeremiah, just kind of, I know obviously you answered the question about coming back, but where does that resolve come from? I know you said that the name is the name is bigger than on front than on the back, but where does that internal resolve come from? Like your upbringing, your background, your professional background. Where does that resolve come from?
I'll let you go first.
I don't know. I love basketball, man. I think that's what it really comes down to. The doctor said that it wasn't anything serious, so in my mind, I can play at any time. If there's no worry that, something major can happen, then it's all about me saying, is my pain more valuable than being with my guys in a war? And to me, I never think that it is, no matter where I'm at. So I did the similar thing with my team in France, and if I do it there, why would I not do it here, So that's what it's all about.
And really, that's something to admire. I was going to tell you, I didn't know he was going to play. We know we were supposed to be silent for about 15 days.
That's what we heard.
And then this morning he showed up dressed. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Hey, I'm dressing up." So you have to love that about the kid, man. And I was super proud of the way he plays and the way he. What we play for is so much bigger than the pain, like you described it. So, and going back to the first question, we really taking it one game at a time. I haven't had the chance to watch Cabo Verde play, the focus is always the next opponent. We just won. We will enjoy it for a few hours, for a couple of hours, and then after dinner tonight, we're gonna go back to the drum board. We're gonna watch film. We have tomorrow to get ready, for whoever will play, and I think that with the character that we have on our locker room, we'll be ready to play our next opponent.
Last question.
Two questions. Bonjour coach, bonjour Jémia, Carole Bongongui, Cameroun Média. Alors coach, nous avons joué tout un quart-temps sans aucune faute. 0 faute. Nous avons encaissé 16 points, on en a marqué 27. Et nous avons eu plus d'adresse, nous avons empêché les transitions, etc. Alors quel Cameroun a joué aujourd'hui? Quelle équipe avons-nous vu aujourd'hui? Ça, c'est la question que je vous pose à vous. Et à Jérémia, je compte sur Malik pour la traduction.
Non, je sais que tu parles anglais.
Merci. Alors, Jérémia, vous vous trouvez facilement avec Yves Missy sur le terrain. Vous vous retrouvez tous les deux. Vous formez déjà une belle paire pour le Cameroun, d'après moi. Merci.
Coach, first.
Quel Cameroun a joué aujourd'hui? C'est le Cameroun dont on a toujours rêvé. Ces joueurs ont le talent et la capacité à produire du beau basket et du beau jeu. Et aujourd'hui, ce n'était pas une surprise pour moi, vu que je suis avec eux depuis un bon petit bout. Et j'ai le privilège d'assister aux entraînements, de les coacher. C'est toujours un réel plaisir de voir lorsque tout ce qu'on a fait aux entraînements, on le présente devant le public et devant les caméras, pour tout le monde à apprécier. Et le thème d'aujourd'hui pour nous, c'était de jouer avec, c'est quoi la traduction de pride en français?
Fierté.
Exactement, de jouer avec fierté, de rendre le Cameroun fier. Et ça, on l'a accompli aujourd'hui.
Okay, the question for Jeremiah. We saw some chemistry between you and Yves Missy. So, can you share your thought on this chemistry with a new and young player in the squad?
I mean, we got together a little later. He's got things he had to do before coming to our training camp, so it did take us a little bit to find our dynamic between the two of us, because obviously he's different than the other bigs we have. He's much more athletic, doesn't shoot as much, but incredible presence in the paint. Today, not so much, because I was a little bit slower, so I couldn't play in the pick and roll as much, but and any other days, we have a good connection. He has a good IQ for basketball, so we can pretty much figure out exactly how we want to go about attacking. But his roof or his ceiling is unmatched. He can do anything he wants to do as far as the game of basketball goes. So, having a guy like that next to you is always amazing.
I want coach to add something about this chemistry in French, and you sum up what Jeremiah said.
Ce que Jeremiah dit, c'est que ça a déjà pris un peu de temps, parce que Yves a rejoint le groupe un peu tard parce qu'il avait d'autres choses à faire. Donc ça a pris un peu de temps pour que la connexion se forme. Mais Jeremiah a un quotient intellectuel de basket assez élevé. Il est assez athlétique et ça n'a pas pris beaucoup de temps pour qu'il se trouve. Yves, autant pour moi. Ça n'a pas pris beaucoup de temps pour qu'il se retrouve aujourd'hui. C'est vrai que puisqu'il n'est pas complètement en santé, il n'a pas joué dans les pick and roll. Mais lorsqu'il est en santé, il utilise souvent plus de pick and roll avec Yves et ils se comprennent. Et c'est plus facile pour essayer de résoudre le problème que la défense pose.
Et vous-même, en tant que coach, qu'est-ce que vous en pensez?
Moi, je pense que Yves, c'est une très bonne addition à l'équipe. Il est jovial, il s'est facilement et rapidement intégré. Et sa présence dans la raquette fait grandir la confiance qu'on a dans notre équipe. Et le plus on avance dans la compétition, le plus vous voyez combien il est difficile de marquer dans notre raquette. Et on pense continuer de l'avant.
En tout cas, merci coach. Thank you Jeremiah, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you.